At 2:47 in the morning, Lena's phone vibrated. It wasn't a gentle buzz, but a furious, frantic shudder. So violent, the device jumped on her nightstand, flooding the room with a cold blue light. She woke in a sweat, her heart hammering against her ribs. It had been only a week since her mother died of cancer, a week of hollow days and sleepless nights. Lena hadn't found the strength to delete her number yet. On the screen, a new contact glowed. Mom +1. The profile picture was a blurry photo of her mother standing by a window, but her eyes, the eyes were wrong. They were black, empty pits, as if they'd been burned from the inside out. With a trembling hand, Lena pressed the call button. The dial tone was not the familiar rhythmic pulse she expected. It was a long, wet, subterranean sound, as if ringing from deep beneath the earth. Finally, the ringing stopped. There was a moment of suffocating silence, and then a voice crackled through the speaker. It was her own voice, but twisted, distorted by the ragged gasp of someone dying. "Don't answer," it rasped. "It's already inside." Lena gasped, her own breath catching in her throat. "Mom, is that you?" But the voice on the phone continued, a sickening, gurgling sound now bubbling beneath the words. "It can hear you. Lock the door." The line went dead, leaving only the echo of her own breathing in the silent room, shallow and panicked, like a drowning woman fighting for air. 47 seconds passed. Then the phone rang again, all on its own. Mom +1. The vibration seemed to resonate in her very bones. A spiderweb of cracks spread across the screen, though she hadn't dropped it. Lena remembered the warning, her own voice begging her not to pick up. She swiped to decline the call, but it immediately rang again. This time, a notification flashed across the fractured screen. "Mom knows you're alone." The third time it rang, she tore the SIM card from its slot and powered the phone down. But the screen flared to life once more, pulsing with a malevolent red light. The words, "Answer the phone," burned in the darkness. Panic seized her. She scrambled out of bed and threw the bolt on her bedroom door. She flicked on every light, desperate to chase away the encroaching shadows. In the hallway mirror, her reflection was a pale, terrified mask. And for a split second, behind her, she saw a flicker of movement in the corridor, a tall, thin shadow that vanished as soon as she turned. A sharp, scraping sound came from the wall beside her bed. Once, twice, 3 times, like fingernails dragging slowly through plaster. The phone spoke again, without ringing. It was her mother's voice, but fractured and thin, laced with the static of a failing connection. "My daughter, it's in your blood. I tried to leave, but it brought me back." Lena screamed and hurled the phone against the far wall. It shattered into a dozen pieces. But from the splintered screen, a thin black ooze began to seep out, pooling on the floor. It carried a smell that turned her stomach, the cloying, chemical scent of decay and hospital disinfectant. The next morning, her friend found Lena huddled in a corner, shivering and unresponsive. The apartment was undisturbed. The bedroom door was unlocked. And on the nightstand, her phone sat perfectly intact, without a single scratch. But in her contacts, there was a new entry, Mom +1, with a missed call logged at 2:47 a.m. Lena told her everything, her voice a raw whisper. "She was warning me," she repeated, over and over. "She was trying to warn me." Her friend stayed until nightfall, but eventually had to leave. The next morning, she returned with the police. Lena was gone. The only things left in the empty apartment were a small puddle of black, viscous fluid on the floor and Lena's phone. On its screen was a new photo. It showed Lena, staring into the camera with wide, terrified eyes. And standing directly behind her, with her hands on Lena's shoulders, was her mother. Her face was Lena's own, but her eyes were voids of absolute darkness. They say the +1 isn't a country code. It's not an extension. It's the extra minute of life you're given. A minute you spend in hell before you die. It's the sound of your own voice calling your loved ones from beyond the grave, pleading with them not to make the same mistake. But if you answer, they will come back. And they won't be alone. They'll bring back the thing that waits inside you every night at 2:47, and it already knows your address.